Welcome to the nation's #1 pro wrestling alternative, you know it, NWA Wildside. Thanks for joining us. Stephen Prazak along with Dan the Dragon Wilson. We left you hanging last week, we're so sorry. But there was an amazing match. The Lost Boys defending the Wildside tag team titles against the visiting Briscoe brothers, Mark and Jay. We ran out of time. However, at the end of that match, we saw the unholy roller from the Lost Boys onto the Briscoes. Yes, the Lost Boys retain the tag team titles. My friends, there's more.
Some role model. Jeff Bailey with the mic.
You know, everybody knows in April this time of year is known for some horrific events. True American tragedies that cost stellar Americans their lives. Men like David Koresh and Tim McVeigh, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, all their lives were lost at this time in April. These are all true tragedies, but the biggest tragedy of all is the fact that a man like Jason Cross, the role model, everybody's hero, has been stuck out here tonight against a sickle-wielding maniac like Tank. Well, Bill Behrens, you can play your politics all you want, but tonight, after Jason Cross beats Tank, he is going to be the #1 contender. You can't protect David Young forever, and I'm telling you now, if I have to take matters into my own hands, I will see to it that Jason Cross gets what he deserves.
I think Cross is getting precisely what he deserves tonight.
Introducing his opponent.
And what he deserves. Don't take away the goods. That's the personal property of Tank. We all know the sickle is in that blue bag.
The Madman straight out of the Garden State, coming off of his biggest victory to date, defeating the 600-pound no-pain train in a steel cage of horrors at Hardcore Hell is Tank. And he's taking on the role model, Jason Cross. If Cross can win this match, Behrens will determine him the #1 contender. Bailey suckering Tank in there. Tank's had his issues with Jeff G. Bailey, of course, and the Iceberg, as we know.
Hell, seems like 3/4 of the world has had issues with Jeff G. Bailey.
In a brawl, this is certainly a mismatch, but in the wrestling advantage, you gotta give it to Jason Cross. He's more fluid of a technical wrestler. We have seen sparks of that from Tank, but he preferred to cut you open with a sickle.
That's true, but Tank brings so much more to the game than merely the sickle and bringing in chairs and barbed wire baseball bats and bottle-capped baseball bats. I mean, Tank is quite an accomplished athlete, and I think a lot of people tend to forget that. Hopefully Jason Cross, being the role model he so selflessly claims to be, better realize that.
Jason Cross stepping on Tank earlier.
And there's that famous shoe clocking the forehead of Tank.
He touted $600 Gucci shoes of Jeff G. Bailey.
Whatever, I want to see the receipt on that.
You and me both. Jason Cross laying in a combination of kicks there into Tank.
Tank taking a few shots to the head of Cross, but an eye rake certainly evens up the odds there.
Leapfrog. Cross goes for a leapfrog. Tank counters and kicks him right in the gut. Or the goods, excuse me. Released Northern Lights suplex by Tank.
They're not goods anymore. My apologies to any future Mrs. Cross. Boy, Tank is opening up on the role model in no uncertain terms. Things so far not going the way of Jeff G. Bailey, and the crowd likes that. So do I.
Straight jacket camel clutch by Tank. And Jason Cross is in a world of hurt here.
Yes, that's really obscuring the blood flow to the brain. However, Jeff G. Bailey kind of sticks his head on that bottom rope, breaking up that pin. Tank's going to have to literally have eyes in the back of his head, with Bailey pacing around like a lion. Like Jason Cross is not enough of a competitor.
Big headbutt by Tank. If his fists weren't hard enough. Boston Crab by the big man. Jason Cross is in a lot of pain here.
Cross is very close to those ropes. Cross is definitely one hurt in Carbon unit.
Overhead exploder release suplex by Tank, dusting off several new maneuvers in his arsenal.
Remember, Tank, I believe, is the only man who holds a victory over the massive Iceberg. Granted, it wasn't a pinfall; he just really got out of the cage. But hell, you try to pull that one off. Damn near impossibility. Oh, good night.
High back body drop by Tank, and he's in control of the role model. STO into a reverse crossface by Tank. And the role model is in a world of hurt.
Jeff Bailey dragging the proceedings on top of that bottom rope.
And Jeff G. Bailey is claiming the politics of Bill Behrens for the reason Jason Cross is not getting a Wildside heavyweight title shot next week against David Young. Instead, it's going to be primetime Elix Skipper. And what a match that's going to be.
We've certainly seen Elix Skipper in very past episodes of WCW Nitro. Quite a gifted competitor. And quite a competitor that's rather unusual for David Young.
Mafia kick by Tank.
Not quite sure if Tank got everything he wanted to from that Mafia kick, but close enough for government work, I don't mind telling you.
He's going for the sickle, and Jeff G. Bailey has been bragging all night in the locker room about this insurance policy, the #1 contender insurance policy he's got. Oh, man, Adam Jacobs behind Tank, nailing him with a lumber.
Terrific. Adam Jacobs clocking Tank with a piece of lumber, appropriately enough.
Running shooting star press.
Damn. Damn.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the role model, Jason Cross.
And